Joe, I'm sorry. I really tried to do my best in like 60 seconds. So let's dive deeper. It's never the words that you say. It's never the words that you say. Neville Goddard taught it's where you're speaking from. But more importantly, where are you hearing from? What you hear and where you hear it from. Whenever I was a visitor to Australia, I met a woman, and I was here on a visitor visa, and I had to leave every 90 days and come back in through immigration with my USA passport. And I've already imagined being an Australian. And I've nailed it. And every time I have to give them my USA passport, and they will ask me the question, purpose of your visit to Australia. And I'd tell them, yeah, I'm here to hang out with a woman. I'm here to explore some more. And I didn't lie. So when I was a visitor, I'm going to Woolies. I'm doing the grocery shopping. Victoria had a full-time gig at that point. She doesn't anymore. I was building the empire. And as part of building the empire, I'd take a break and go shopping. I'd hang out with humans instead of staring at screens. And I'm walking into the grocery store one day, and these three young bucks, right, teenagers who know absolutely everything, are talking about how bad Australia is. And this is my land. I'm an Australian in spirit. And these young punks know everything. They're talking about how bad it is and how things need to change. And can you hear my ire? Can you feel my fire? They could. They didn't know I was a visitor. I knew I was an Australian. And so my last time into the country, they detained me, and they determined that I had committed 7 visa violations because I read the Australian law like it was American law. And they said, listen, you've committed 7 violations here. I'm like, Jesus, right? That ain't good. And we had a chat. And they had a choice to make. Let me in or boot me out. They chose to let me in. And then they had another choice to make. If they stamped my passport, my USA passport, with no further stay, I would never be allowed back here again. I would be unable to apply for residency. In other words, it's game over, right? The last 14, 16 months hanging with her, over. They let me in. They didn't put a condition on me. I got permanent residency, and I got citizenship 2 years ahead of schedule. And here's why I say all this. Not once did I walk around saying anything. Neville Goddard didn't teach words. He didn't say to walk around saying, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? I'm so wonderful. Right? Really dive into the teachings. It's a feeling that you find and that flows from you. Isn't it wonderful? I get to share this. Isn't it wonderful? I look nothing like I did 2 years ago because I changed my identity. Isn't it wonderful that I adopted the identity of Australian to the point where I was pissed at those young fellas because they're insulting my country and they don't realize how good they have it because they know everything. Isn't it amazing? This is about identities. So my name is Mr. 2020. This is the Power of Imagination podcast, where we explore one thing and one thing only, the truth that sets you free, the wonder-working power of the human imagination. Neville Goddard called it Jesus Christ for a reason. It's your Redeemer. Hidden in the name of Jesus Christ, we've written a really good book on this, is the Shin and the Ayin, which basically means when you look at that, it's God seeing with fire. That just might be the definition of feeling. And you'll notice there's no room for words, because speaking isn't the secret. Have a lovely day. Dive deeper, soar higher. There's a little place you can go. Go there. Right? Get the goodies. See ya.